Matthew Perry, celebrated for his wit, charm, and iconic portrayal of Chandler Bing in the beloved television series Friends.
How are you, Matthew? Matthew, you're right.
Guys, don't
Matthew, I got a picture with you. Matthew.
Emerges as a cultural touchstone whose impact transcended the boundaries of the small screen.
We had a really good idea that this had a very good shot at least having a chance at being successful, and then just from the script, and then when we found out where NBC was putting it on the lineup, we just said, if somebody's going to mess this up, it's going to be us, and so let's not, and hopefully we haven't.
With his comedic timing and endearing quirks, Perry brought to life a character that has left a mark on popular culture.
He just had such a way about how he greeted people, and I think that's what I will miss, definitely.
He always put a smile on your face. No matter how you're feeling, you could watch it and you'd know it'd make you laugh.
Because the numbers are actually good, and all my other shows, I think the last show I did, we were ranked 83rd out of 83 shows every time, so now that there's good news, I call up and tell everybody.
Beyond his role as an actor, Perry's journey is one of resilience, talent, and struggle, both on and off the screen. He got his start as a child actor, landing guest spots on Charles in Charge and Beverly Hills 90210. But his big break came when he was cast in Friends, originally titled Friends Like Us, a sitcom about 6 single New Yorkers navigating adulthood that premiered on NBC in 1994. The show quickly gained momentum and became the anchor of the network's renowned Thursday night must-see TV schedule. Perry, along with his co-stars David Schwimmer, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Matt LeBlanc, and Lisa Kudrow, became megastars virtually overnight. Perry stood out among a stellar ensemble cast as Chandler Bing, the charming, wisecracking flatmate of LeBlanc's Joey Tribbiani, and subsequently the love interest of Cox's fastidious Monica Geller. Soon, he was attached to major stars like Julia Roberts and appearing in prominent films such as the 1997 rom-com Fools Rush In, opposite Salma Hayek, and the 2000 ensemble mob comedy The Whole Nine Yards with Bruce Willis. But there was a darker side to the life of one of the most popular comedians on television. In his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, published in 2022, Perry described his lifetime battle with alcohol and opiate addiction. Although he claimed to have had his first drink at the age of 14, he didn't realize he was an alcoholic until he was 21. "Nobody wanted to be famous more than me," Perry told The Times in April, discussing Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing at the Festival of Books. "I was convinced it was the answer. I was 25, it was the second year of Friends, and 8 months into it, I realized the American dream is not making me happy, not fulfilling the holes in my life. I couldn't get enough attention. Fame does not do what you think it's going to do. It was all a trick." Asked how he'd like to be remembered, he said, "As a guy who lived life, loved well, lived well, and helped people. That running into me was a good thing and not something bad." Born on August 19, 1969, in the picturesque town of Williamstown, Massachusetts, Matthew Perry came into the world amidst the tranquil beauty of the Berkshire Mountains. His parents, Suzanne Marie Morrison and John Bennett Perry, provided a nurturing environment for the young prodigy, fostering his early passion for the arts. Matthew then moved to Ottawa, Canada with his mother, where Perry attended Rockcliffe Park Public School. His formative years were spent immersing himself in various creative pursuits, honing his skills and laying the groundwork for his future career. His time at Rockcliffe School not only sparked his flame for acting, but also fostered lifelong friendships, including his bond with fellow classmate Justin Trudeau, who would go on to become the Prime Minister of Canada. When Matthew turned 15, he moved to Sherman Oaks, California to live with his father. He attended Buckley School. It was here that he discovered his love for acting, captivating audiences with his natural charisma and raw talent. Before rising to fame as Chandler Bing on the iconic sitcom Friends, Matthew Perry had already begun carving out a career in acting. He made his television debut with guest appearances on shows like Charles in Charge and Growing Pains.
Which I appreciate you trying to help me out, but I don't want to rob a store.
Hey, I don't either. But you need money fast, right? How else are you gonna get it?
I don't know. I'll think of something. First thing you're gonna do is call the bank.
Look, I know I promised I'd pay you today, but you said...
Mrs. Russell, no buts. You're 4 months behind. My company doesn't have the money by noon tomorrow. We're repossessing your tercel. Hey, tell you what, keep the calendar.
Perry also ventured into film with roles in movies such as A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon and She's Out of Control. But it was his breakthrough with the hit show Friends that propelled Perry into the limelight. Premiered on September 22, 1994 on NBC and quickly became one of the most popular and influential sitcoms of all time. Perry, along with his 5 other co-stars, were destined for stardom. Jennifer Aniston was initially considered for the role of Monica Geller, but preferred the role of Rachel Green. At the time, Aniston had appeared in several failed television shows and movies. Her agent persuaded her to audition for Friends, and she was ultimately cast as Rachel, which catapulted her to fame and became one of the defining roles of her career. Courtney Cox was originally offered the role of Rachel Green, but felt a stronger connection to the character of Monica Geller. She convinced the producers to let her audition for Monica instead, and her portrayal of the organized and competitive chef secured her the role. Lisa Kudrow had been a recurring guest star on various television shows before auditioning for Friends. She initially auditioned for the role of Roz Doyle on the sitcom Frasier, but was ultimately cast as Phoebe Buffay on Friends after impressing the producers with her quirky and eccentric audition. Matt LeBlanc had been struggling as an actor and was down to his last $11 before landing the role of Joey Tribbiani. He originally auditioned for the role of Chandler Bing, but was asked to audition for Joey instead. His portrayal of the lovable and dim-witted struggling actor resonated with producers, and he was cast in the role. David Schwimmer was a relatively unknown actor before auditioning for Friends. He had appeared in a few minor roles in television and film, but was struggling to find success. He auditioned for the role of Ross Geller and won over the producers with his portrayal of the lovable and awkward paleontologist. Together, the 6 actors formed the iconic ensemble cast of Friends, creating memorable characters and entertaining audiences around the world for a decade. The first episode of Friends aired on September 22, 1994, marking the beginning of a cultural phenomenon. The pilot episode was meticulously crafted to introduce audiences to the vibrant world of 6 young friends navigating life in New York City. Directed by James Burrows and filmed at Warner Brothers Studios in Burbank, California, the episode centered around the unexpected arrival of Rachel Green at Central Perk in a wedding dress, seeking refuge after leaving her fiancé at the altar.
Want to be single, okay? I just want to be married again.
And I just want $1 million.
Rachel? Oh, God, Monica, hi. Thank God. I just went to your building and you weren't there, and then this guy with a big hammer said that you might be here, and you are.
Can I get you some coffee?
Decaf. Okay, everybody, this is Rachel, another Lincoln High survivor. This is everybody. This is Chandler and Phoebe and Joey. And you remember my brother Ross? Sure.
Hey.
No, nothing special. No, yeah, we had a really good idea that this had a very good shot at least having a chance at being successful, and then just from the script, and then when we found out where NBC was putting it on the lineup, we just said, if somebody's going to mess this up, it's going to be us, and so let's not, and hopefully we haven't. There you go. But we haven't, so there you go. All right, very good. Anybody else? Failed series?
No different walking down the street. No one says anything or stops me, really. They don't know who I am. David?
It's the haircut for me. Just trying to, surround ourselves with our family and our real, our friends to ground us. And we're all old enough also that it's not, we're not 16. It's not like, we're all changing who we are because of it. It's nice, that's all.
I think we got a 21.8 thing. No, I follow that to a freakish degree, actually, because the numbers are actually good. And all my other shows, I think the last show I did, we were ranked 83rd out of 83 shows every time. So now that there's good news, I call up and tell everybody. And
Rachel becomes a waitress at West Village Coffee House, Central Perk, after she moves into Monica's apartment, set at 90 Bedford Street, above Central Perk, and joins Monica's group of single friends in their mid-20s. Previous roommate, Phoebe Buffay, or Lisa Kudrow, an odd masseuse and musician. Neighbor, Joey Tribbiani, or Matt LeBlanc, a dim-witted yet loyal struggling actor and ladies' man. Joey's roommate, Chandler Bing, played by Matthew Perry, a sarcastic, self-deprecating data processor. And Monica's older brother and Chandler's college roommate, Ross Geller, or David Schwimmer, a sweet-natured but insecure paleontologist. Filming for the series began during the summer of 1994 in front of a live audience, who were given a summary of the series to familiarize themselves with the 6 main characters. A hired comedian entertained the studio audience between takes. Each 22-minute episode took 6 hours to film, twice the length of most sitcom tapings. mainly due to the several retakes and rewrites of the script. Although the producers always wanted to find the right stories and take advantage of being on location, Friends was never shot in New York. Bright felt that filming outside the studio made episodes less funny, even when shooting on the lot outside, and that the live audience was an integral part of the series. When the series was criticized for incorrectly depicting New York, with a financially struggling group of friends being able to afford huge apartments, Bright noted that the set had to be big enough for the cameras, lighting, and for the audience to be able to see what's going on. The apartment also needed to provide a place for the actors to execute the actions in the scripts. Before their roles on Friends, the main 6 cast members were somewhat familiar to television viewers, but were not considered to be stars. During the series' 10-season run, the actors all achieved household name celebrity status, and all pursued careers in the movies, with varied success. The 6 actors proved to be a tight group, both on and off screen. The cast members' original salaries were $22,500 per episode for the pilot and first season. However, they soon banded together to renegotiate their contract after the show became a hit. Each eventually earned $1 million per episode.
Oh, yeah. And we'll call it, there's a couple of them I call afterward and say, can you believe I said that way? But, in front of each other, we pretend that we're all fantastic. We're friends. We're 6 different people that seem to gel pretty well. And we get together and watch the show together on Thursday nights. And I don't know, it just worked from the second we met each other. We're really lucky. That's all I can say about that.
The pilot received acclaim from critics and audiences alike, setting the stage for the enduring success and cultural impact of Friends over its 10-season run.
All this time we've been together, thought a thing would last forever. Through thick and thin, good or bad, all I was happy, never sad.
Perry's portrayal of Chandler Bing, a sarcastic and lovable character with a penchant for witty one-liners, endeared him to audiences around the world. His chemistry with his co-stars contributed to the show's immense success. Friends catapulted Perry to international fame and earned him critical acclaim. Matthew Perry and Julia Roberts first met on the set of the hit television show in the Season 2 episode titled The One After the Super Bowl, Part 2, which aired in January 1996. In the episode, Roberts portrayed Susie Moss, a childhood friend of Chandler Bing, who seeks revenge on him for an embarrassing childhood incident. Their on-screen chemistry was palpable, and their scenes together captivated audiences. Off-screen, Perry and Roberts reportedly hit it off and began dating shortly after meeting on set. Their relationship garnered significant media attention at the time, as both Perry and Roberts were well-known actors with high-profile careers. 3 or 4 times a day, I would sit by my fax machine and watch the piece of paper slowly revealing her next missive, Perry would write in his memoirs. It was like she was placed on this planet to make the world smile, and now, in particular, me. Despite their initial connection, Perry and Roberts' relationship was relatively short-lived. Matthew Perry writes, "I was not enough. I could never be enough. I was broken, bent, unlovable. So instead of facing the inevitable agony of losing her, I broke up with the beautiful and brilliant Julia Roberts." Following their breakup, Perry and Roberts maintained a professional relationship and remained on good terms. They continued to pursue their respective careers in the entertainment industry, with Perry finding continued success on Friends and in various film and television projects, while Roberts solidified her status as one of Hollywood's leading actresses. Matthew Perry's self-deprecating and sarcastic humor served as the shield against the complexities of the real world. Many fans found solace in his character. a testament to Perry's relatable performance. Matthew Perry has been open about his struggles with alcoholism, which he has battled for many years. His issues with alcohol began during his time on the sitcom Friends, where the pressures of fame and the demanding schedule of filming took a toll on him. Perry's battle with alcoholism has had a significant impact on his personal and professional life. It has been a source of struggle and pain for him, as well as for his loved ones. However, Perry remained determined to confront his addiction and has sought help and support to maintain his sobriety. Matthew Perry was involved in a jet ski accident in the summer of 1997 while vacationing in Los Angeles. He was riding a jet ski with a friend when they collided with a sandbar, causing Perry to be thrown into the water. The accident resulted in Perry sustaining a serious injury to his right arm, including a deep cut and a dislocated shoulder. After leaving the hospital, Matthew continued to take Vicodin, his prescription to help handle the pain. He says in his memoirs, "There are two kinds of drug addicts, the ones who want to go up and the ones who want to go down. I wanted to melt into my couch and feel wonderful. You can track the trajectory for my addiction if you gauge my weight from season to season," he wrote. "When I'm carrying weight, it's alcohol. When I'm skinny, it's pills. When I have a goatee, it's a lot of pills." Perry said the pressure of the show and fame only made things worse. He first went to rehab in 1997, spending 28 days at a Hazelden Betty Ford facility in Minnesota. But he didn't stay sober for long. In May 2000, he was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles for pancreatitis, an inflammation of the pancreas from alcohol abuse. The condition can be potentially deadly. Perry was in so deep that even that scare didn't serve as a wake-up call. "Unfortunately, that still wasn't enough to get me to quit drinking," he explained. As a sign of what a low point he reached, he crashed his Porsche into a house the day he was released from the hospital. Fortunately, the home was unoccupied. Though alcohol or drugs weren't in his system that day, it was further proof how out of control his life was. "I would fake back injuries. I would fake migraine headaches. I had 8 doctors going at the same time," Perry said. "I would wake up and I would have to get 55 Vicodin that day and figure out how to do it. When you're a drug addict, it's all math. I go to this place and I need to take 3. And then I go to this place and I'm going to take 5 because I'm going to be there longer. It's exhausting, but you have to do it or you get very, very sick. I wasn't doing it to feel high or to feel good. I certainly wasn't a partier. I just wanted to sit on my couch, take 5 Vicodin, and watch a movie. That was heaven for me. It no longer is." Several cast members have spoken fondly of their friendship with Perry, both on and off the set of Friends. They expressed concern for his well-being and offered their support during his battles with addiction. Perry himself has acknowledged the support he received from his Friends co-stars during his darkest moments. In interviews, he expressed gratitude for their friendship and understanding, highlighting the importance of having a strong support system during difficult times. "I tried to talk to him," Friends co-star LeBlanc, who played Joey Tribbiani, told People. "There wasn't a response. It was such a personal struggle. They need to bottom out on their own." As difficult as it was, his co-stars simply stood aside, ready to support him. After all, it was all they could do. Hard doesn't even begin to describe it. Kudrow, who played Phoebe Buffay, told the New York Times of the 2000-2001 season, "When Matthew was sick, it was not fun. We were just hopelessly standing on the sidelines. We were hurting a lot. Matthew is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. He's charming and hilarious. Most of our hard laughs came from Matthew." Aniston, who played Rachel Green, described him as one of the most sensitive people I've ever met. More than most girls I know. His feelings get hurt. He cares what people think. Friends co-creator and executive producer Marta Kaufman told People it was terrifying. watching someone you care about in so much pain.
Well, do you guys have to go to the new house right away, or do you have some time? We got some time. Okay, should we get some coffee?
Sure. Where?
Perry said that when Friends came to an end, he felt nothing. I couldn't tell if that was because of the opioid buprenorphine I was taking or if I was just generally dead inside, Perry writes. He recalls waking up the morning after the finale was filmed, thinking about what he was going to do next. With no ridiculously high-paying, dream-come-true kind of job to go to and no special someone in my life, things slipped fast, Perry writes. In fact, it was like falling off a cliff. Things looked promising for him for a while, until he agreed to film a sequel for the box office smash The Whole 9 Yards titled The Whole 10 Yards.
Jimmy, don't shoot! It's me! It's us! I know! Okay, that almost hit me! Lafayette Gogolak was at my house!
Oh my God!
There's him. I know. He's still alive! Cynthia's been kidnapped. I need your help.
This could be great. I'll wait for you to get back in the game.
Yes, back in the game.
I have no intention of getting back in the game.
I like cooking, I like cleaning, and I like to decorate. So,
Unlike the 2000 classic, the sequel bombed at the box office. That was the moment Hollywood decided to no longer invite Mr. Perry to be in movies, Perry wrote in his book. This led to Perry seeking more dramatic roles, and was eventually offered the lead in Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. While the show initially did well, it was ultimately canceled after one season. Perry went on to star in the 2006 TV movie The Ron Clark Story, about a Southern teacher who moves to New York City to work with disadvantaged students. The performance earned him Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. In 2007, he played a screenwriter who tries to cure his depression to win over the woman he loves in the independent film Numb. Perry then played the lead in another independent feature, Birds of America, which was shown at the 2008 Sundance Film Festival. The following year, he had a role in the comedy 17 Again with Zac Efron and Leslie Mann. Perry began working on writing his own projects. Mr. Sunshine premiered in 2011, but was canceled after one season. This was followed by Go On, which was also quickly canceled. I wasn't devastated by the lack of success. As I said, I knew a hit TV show couldn't fill my soul, he writes. Perry finally found another winner with the 2015 revival of The Odd Couple, playing the messy Oscar Madison to Thomas Lennon's fastidious Felix Unger.
Sometimes, when you're around Gabby, you get a little defensive.
No, I don't. You do. Shut up.
Okay, you want to get this over with? Be nice. You don't have to agree with her, but at least let her finish her sentences. Sometimes we say more with our mouths closed. I hear what you're saying, and I don't like your tone.
Despite mixed reviews, audiences took to the comedic repartee of the two stars through its 3-season run. During these years, Perry also enjoyed a recurring role on the legal drama The Good Wife, and reappeared for its spin-off The Good Fight. One of Perry's final roles was as Ted Kennedy on the 2017 limited series The Kennedys After Camelot, also starring Katie Holmes as Jackie Kennedy. Matthew Perry's foray into the world of theater extended beyond his television and film successes, marked notably by his play The End of Longing, premiering in London's West End in 2016.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I'm having a great time. Yeah.
I can't wait to see the play.
Thank you.
Which is about 4 people in their 40s, etc., coming to terms to being in their 40s.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest challenge of that age group, that demographic?
Well, for this group of people, they haven't gotten married yet, and they haven't had kids yet, and so they think that they probably should have done that already, and they're trying to make it work.
Perry not only starred in the production, but also wrote the dark comedy, showcasing his versatility as a playwright.
We were nervous going into press night because it was a big night, but it really went well. We had a great show, and the crowd responded really well to it, and people were laughing and crying and all the things we want them to be doing.
Are you more nervous as the performer or the writer?
I think I was more nervous as the performer, because I didn't want to forget any of my lines.
Extra pressure on you if you forget your own work.
Exactly.
The play explores themes of addiction, love, and redemption through the intertwining lives of 4 characters. Perry's character, Jack, exhibits traits and struggles that resonate with aspects of Perry's own life.
Yeah, it's personal. It's an exaggerated form of myself that I'm playing, really. It's not autobiographical, but it's an exaggerated form of myself.
My character is a drunk, and I used to drink a lot, and so I'm familiar with that.
Is it challenging for you playing that role as a result?
No, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it cathartic?
It's been a little bit cathartic, yeah.
Through the character of Jack, Perry explores themes of loneliness, self-destructive behavior, and the search for redemption. Perry's portrayal of Jack allows him to delve into personal experiences and emotions, lending authenticity and depth to the character's journey of self-discovery and growth.
It's very satirical and dark, and it has some very serious moments in it too. So it has it all. And it's been really well realized by Lindsay Posner, the director, who lifted up the material really well, and the cast is great, and we all get along great, and it's all been a happy experience.
Despite mixed critical reviews, The End of Longing drew audiences eager to witness Perry's transition from television icon to stage actor and playwright, which helps cement his reputation as a multifaceted talent. Health problems still affected him. In 2018, he was hospitalized for 5 months and nearly died from an exploded colon. And he still got targeted for disheveled appearances from numerous news outlets such as the Daily Mail. Perry's response to the outlets remained true to his character, joking on Twitter that he was getting a manicure in response. Overall, Perry had come a long way since the darkest days during Friends. "You don't recover from what I went through overnight," he told People. "It's a day-to-day process." Perry says that his therapist helped him quit drugs by telling him to associate them with the possibility of having to wear a colostomy bag for the rest of his life. "I have not been interested in taking a drug since," he wrote, later adding, "I've surrendered, but to the winning side, not losing. I'm no longer mired in an impossible battle with drugs and alcohol. I no longer feel the need to automatically light up a cigarette to go with my morning coffee." In his memoirs, Perry revealed the staggering extent of his journey to sobriety, acknowledging spending approximately $9 million attending over 6,000 AA meetings, enduring more than 15 rehab stints, and undergoing 65 detoxes. Perry ends the autobiography thanking his friends and family and naming the one thing he got right. "I never gave up. I never raised my hands and said, 'That's enough. I can't take it anymore. You win,'" Perry writes. "And because of that, I stand tall now, ready for what comes next." The Friends reunion was a highly anticipated special that brought together the original cast of the iconic sitcom for the first time since the show ended in 2004. The special was filmed in April 2021 at the original Friends soundstage, Stage 24, on the Warner Brothers studio lot in Burbank, California. Hosted by James Corden, and featured a mix of interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and nostalgic moments. During the reunion, the cast reminisced about their time on the show, shared the behind-the-scenes stories, and participated in table reads of iconic scenes from Friends. They also revisited the original set of Monica's apartment and the Central Perk Coffee House. evoking a nostalgia for fans of the series. Despite being the source of so much laughter for tens of millions of viewers, Perry's private life was no laughing matter. Behind the scenes, he was harboring a dark secret. From an outsider's perspective, it would seem like I had it all, he said. It was actually a very lonely time for me, because I was suffering from alcoholism. On October 28, 2023, Perry was found unresponsive in his hot tub at his home in Pacific Palisades, Los Angeles, and was later pronounced dead. He was 54. LAPD Captain Scott Williams said, "The cause of death may not be known for some time, but at this point, foul play is not suspected." On October 29, 2023, the cause of death was listed as deferred by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, pending additional investigative steps. Officials received a medical call from Perry's home overlooking the Pacific Ocean at around 4 p.m. Saturday, reporting that the actor was in a hot tub and not breathing. The identity of the caller had not been revealed. Firefighters pulled the victim out of the jacuzzi and did a quick medical assessment to find he was deceased, the statement read. Prior to his passing, Perry uploaded a series of posts to his social media, all relating to Batman. Eerily, the actor's final Instagram post before he passed away shows a photograph of him in a hot tub with the backdrop of the night sky and half moon. A former co-star of Perry's, Lone Sky, shared her final text exchange with the actor 13 days before his death, writing, "Hi, I hope all is well. I was meditating. I meditate now. And In Your Eyes started playing, and I instantly thought of you and how beautiful you are." On October the 30th, 2023, Perry's Friends co-stars issued a joint statement. "We are all so utterly devastated by the loss of Matthew. We were more than just castmates. We are a family. There is so much to say, but right now, we're going to take a moment to grieve and process this unfathomable loss. In time, we will say more, as and when we are able. For now, our thoughts and our love are with Maddie's family, his friends, and everyone who loved him around the world."
I mean, I was shocked because, when you see an ambulance come outside, obviously wondering, everyone would wonder, what's it exactly for? And then kind of looked outside because I was about to head to a friend's house and they were outside my neighbor's door. So, I didn't think much of it at the time until, police started arriving and everything.
He just always got the laughs, He wasn't glamorous, he was, just your average Joe, and so I think he was relatable for a lot of people.
I spend a lot of time watching the show and growing up with the show, and he's an integral part of the flow of the show.
Well, yeah, he had more of the insecurities than the others, and I think there was an honesty kind of to that in terms of being lucky in love and using sarcasm to deal with trauma and pain and kind of difficult childhood.
I mean, I think that he is an incredible actor. He made millions of people laugh, also all over the world. And I think one of the things that is a lesser known impact that he had was that he taught a lot of people English. I always hear stories about people watching Friends in other countries because it was syndicated all over the world, and that's how they learned English. And I feel like that's like a underappreciated part of his legacy.
What I wrote on the board is, it takes energy to understand energy, but we can only handle so much. We all need to release. I'm sorry you couldn't manage it all, but I hope you found peace. Oh, so when there's so much excitement in the world and so much sadness, it's so hard to keep going between. It just is overwhelming. We just need to find somewhere else to put our energy, which brings everyone understanding of what you're feeling, but you don't hurt them or yourself in the process.
Emotion, it's from the heart.
Yes.
Do you love the show?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love the show, and I'm so sad for deaths.
Where are you from?
I'm from Portugal.
Did you watch in Portugal?
Yes.
Well, I'm hoping he's grabbing a coffee with Gunther, because he passed away as well. This show has been, it was a big part of my youth, from 94 to 2004, 10 years, as it was for a lot of us, as you can see. So, you can't forget about these characters. They were warning us how it was going to be as a young adult in New York City. So, and Chandler, above all, was the one that would always give us the one-liners and the sarcasm, which I love so much, and which is why we all love that character so much. And but in real life, you could see how much he had struggled with his personal demons that he had. He did everything he could, and I'm hoping it wasn't related to that, but in the end, he's no longer here, and the character that we all know he played for so long and so well, we're gonna love him forever. So I just hope he's finally at peace. This should, be an awakening, or open your eyes to how it could ruin your life or take your life. So, and I know that was his goal, to help as many as he could as when he was alive, but hopefully he could help more now that he's passed. So.
In the final years of his life, he wanted to leave a legacy of inspiring and helping other addicts overcome life's most difficult hurdles. In an interview with the New York Times in October 2022, he estimated, "I've probably spent $9 million or something trying to get sober." Despite his pain and struggle, Perry said his recovery journey left him with a prevailing sense of duty to help others walking similar paths. I am no saint, none of us are. But once you have been at death's door and you don't die, you would think you would be bathed in relief and gratitude. But that isn't it at all. Instead, you look at the difficult road ahead of you to get better, and you are pissed. Something else happens too. You are plagued by this nagging question. Why have I been spared? He wrote in the book. I've said this for a long time. When I die, I don't want friends to be the first thing that's mentioned, he said. I want helping people to be the first thing that's mentioned, and I'm going to live the rest of my life proving that. We will always remember Matthew Perry for the hours of entertainment he brought us, and the work he did behind the scenes to help others who suffered from the same illness he did. As we draw the curtains on our tribute to Matthew Perry, we are reminded of the multifaceted journey he has undertaken, both on and off the screen. From his early days as a young actor to his rise to fame as Chandler Bing in Friends, Perry's career has been a testament to his undeniable talent and dedication to his craft. Through his roles on stage and screen, Perry has not only entertained us, but also challenged us to empathize with the human experience. His ability to infuse characters with depth and authenticity has left an indelible mark on the landscape of entertainment, inspiring generations of actors and audiences alike. Thank you, Matthew Perry, for sharing your gifts with the world and reminding us that amidst the laughter and the tears, there is beauty embracing the full spectrum of our humanity. Thank you for being more than a friend.